Hey everyone, welcome to this week's video and a happy Hanukkah. It is the 8th day of Hanukkah. That means that tonight we do not light any candles. I know, it's kind of sad, but it'll be back next year. And actually, next year, Hanukkah is in 2025 as well. 2025 has Hanukkah twice. What do you think about that? Anyway, this week's Torah portion is Vayigash. Vayigash Elov Yehuda. Yehuda, Judah approached Joseph. So we are smack in the middle of the Joseph story. The drama is at its high point. The brothers came down a first time to get provisions in the famine. Joseph hid his identity and he kept the brother Simon behind. He was a little afraid, that doesn't say this clearly, but he was afraid that Shimon might cause some attack. He was the one who led the attack against the people of Shechem in the Dinah story. And the brothers went back, and Joseph had told them, do not come back without Benjamin. They finally convinced their father that if they want to stay alive through the famine, they need to go back down to Egypt to get more provisions, and they can't go without Benjamin. And Judah said, I'll take responsibility. I pledge full 100% responsibility for Benjamin. They go down. Joseph welcomes them, gives them the provisions, and slips his silver goblet into the bag, the sack of Benjamin's provisions, and they leave. And on the way back, Joseph sends his messenger. They stole my goblet. And sure enough, they find it in the sack of Benjamin. And they come back to Joseph, and we end last week's portion. Joseph says, sorry, the one who stole the goblet will have to stay here as a slave, and the rest of you can go back home. Judah says, no, we'll stay. And Joseph says, no, the one who committed the crime has to stay. That ends last week's portion. It's a bit of a cliffhanger. And so we open this week. Judah steps forward. Vayigash, he approaches Joseph. He says, I want to tell you something in your ear. And he tells him, we didn't want any of this. We came down here to get food. Our father already lost one child, talking about Joseph. And he, now you want to take Benjamin. Benjamin is caught up in the soul of his father. They'll devastate him forever. And that's when Joseph can't control himself. And he tells them, I am Yosef. Ani Yosef, I am Joseph. Quick, go back home, bring dad down here, and the rest of the story. A very small question that I want to ask. Why does the Torah say Judah approached Joseph? They were in the middle of a conversation. Judah had already said his point that we'll remain down here and send Benjamin back. And Joseph said, no, you should have just said. And he said, okay, but you can't do that because Benjamin needs to be back with his father and so on. What is this approach? Is stepping forward. So here's an analysis of the whole story is very important. Joseph has created the scenario where the brothers are faced with the same dilemma that they were faced 22 years earlier when Joseph approached them while they were shepherding their father's sheep. Joseph comes. Some of the brothers, probably Shimon, said, put him in the pit. Let's kill him. Sorry, the brother said, let's kill him. Reuben says, put him in the pit. He hopes to save him later. And Judah is the one that says, let's sell him to Egypt. Joseph wants to see, what are they going to do to Benjamin? Are they going to allow Benjamin to be sold into slavery? Or are they going to put their lives on the line? Are they going to do the same mistake that they did 22 years earlier? Abandon a brother? Or are they going to step forward and fight to the very end to save him? And the Torah says Judah stepped forward. Vayigash is not just a physical move that he approached Joseph to get a little closer. It means that he was willing to step up to the plate. He got close. He made a movement of himself. He moved closer to step up, stand up for his brother Benjamin, unlike he had done 22 years earlier, where he said, let's sell him into slavery. And that was the moment Joseph was waiting for. And that's the idea of teshuvah. The Rambam says, Maimonides tells us, that repentance means that we're faced with the same scenario, the same temptation when we did the sin the first time around, but the second time we hold ourselves back. That's true teshuvah. That's repentance. And that, my friends, is what's needed of us today. This idea of stepping up. We need to step up. It's great to have ideas. It's great to have thoughts. We need to step forward and implement them. We need to put our lives on the line sometimes, not necessarily literally, but metaphorically. We have to be able to be uncomfortable, to be able to say, I'm going to give up something for my Judaism, for my community, for my people. Am I willing to actually stand up and speak up and be ready to give up and sacrifice something for a greater cause, for a brother, for a sister, for my community? That's what Yehuda taught us. Vayigash, he moved forward. He stepped up to the plate. And that's when Yosef said, you passed the test. I am Yosef. This is me. Now we can go back to being brothers. With that, I wish you a good Shabbos.